And so the formula for wandering, in my opinion, is disruption, courage, questions. Disruption is I need to put myself, so courage can come before it, I need to have the courage to put myself into situations where I can be disrupted. Where I can walk into a scenario and say, maybe I don't know. Maybe I can be inspired. Maybe someone and some person or some dog or some place can reveal to me that maybe what I thought I knew my whole life is not true. I have to have the courage to be disrupted, to allow myself to be disrupted. And then courage, right? The courage is like to allow yourself to be disrupted, and then the big one is the courage to walk forth into the unknown. The life I want to wake up to is like, what if every day I can have a moment where I surprise the shit out of myself? Like, damn, I didn't even know I had that thought in me. Wow, I didn't even know I had that realization in me. Wow, I didn't even know I had the potential to do that in me. And I think that's true in storytelling and in presentations and in talks. And whenever you're trying to sell or convey something, they are going to want it when you surprise even yourself. Right? When they can tell that it's off the blueprint. When you made enough room inside of you to be like, to really operate from that like, I don't know space. Which is that like wild, unbelievable potential space. That space of like, I don't know. Because if everybody and their mother's talking about what they do know, imagine the human who can boast about what they don't know. That's like storytelling to me. It's like, it's called blaming elegantly. You're gonna blame someone for all the shit, you better blame them for all the joy as well. You know, that's POV. That's master of perspective stuff. That's sensitivity. That's storytelling, right? It's not just the good, it's like getting all of the stuff in there. Like, yo, I'm grateful for all of it because I cannot stand here and tell you this story and present this to you without every single thing that came before it. Does that make sense? I think of Einstein. You know, he's not Latino, but I do. I think of him. Because he had this incredible skill at wandering, right? Like, that was his great skill. Do you understand that this man said things that weren't proved until 60 years later? Do you understand the amount of courage it takes to know yourself and to know the world and to let your mind expand past a place of knowing to prove things that weren't even provable until 60 years later? And so I'm challenging us to really, you're going to hear the word wander a lot and you're going to hear people talking about it. That's because there's a difference between knowing what you know and then knowing what you know when you know. Like, there's a difference between knowing, you know? And so sometimes you're going to hear it a lot because we're going to like try and, I'm going to try and we are going to try to crack open the mind and the heart a little bit so you can be like Einstein, your own personal Einstein, and you can think beyond your own knowings. And you can be inspired. That's a wandering mind, I think, of Einstein. Alan Watts says a persistent problem is a proper question not yet asked. Or Rumi says, I ask a big question and I don't worry about the answer because I live my life into an answer. I walk forth in courage and live my life into an answer. Best things in my life have come from wandering.